Hope you guys are doing good. Micah back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. This is a new week, so hopefully you guys Mondays are starting off fresh. Today we're talking about 5 camera settings worth trying. The reason why I'm choosing the camera in terms of settings and features is because I think with a lot of users, they don't realize the amount of power and options they have with their cameras, especially to customize it to their liking. And so what is one of the first things that we want to get into when it comes to the camera? Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do that here right now. I just double tapped my power button to access my camera. And that is a main feature because some people depend on having to have the camera app somewhere to tap on. Some people decide to access it from the lock screen down in the corner, and then you swipe, and now you access to it. And unless it's unlocked, you'll only be able to view like what you recently just took in that moment, nothing else until you unlock your device. And so, how do you access this specific feature here? Well, what we're going to do is come into settings, and then we're going to scroll all the way down here to advanced features, and then we're going to click on side button. And so your side button you could control to be whatever you want it to be, and right now I use it for camera. Now if I want to change that, of course I could come in here and change it. You could do display assistant, camera, flashlight, magnifier, voice recorder, Samsung Notes, like that, or other apps in particular. You would think I would use it for something else, right? Like YouTube. But no, you can access your camera with just a double tap of the power button. Now, what's the second feature or setting that you can do when it comes to your camera? Well, upon launching it, as you see down at the bottom, I have a row of specific camera modes that I like to use. And so you guys can see, I got the pro camera, I got portrait camera, I got the regular photo camera, then I got video, then I got portrait video, and then I have, oh no, where'd it go? Then I have pro video. Now, if you hit the more button, this is where you have access to more of the camera modes. And one of the low key kind of underrated features that people don't realize that's on here is your dual record mode. If you click on dual record mode, it allows you to record both from the front facing camera up here, which is in that little module right there. You see my finger wiggling in front of it, and then your rear camera, and you can actually swap them. So now I can do it like that, and you can still do it in landscape mode, and you can move your little camera around and it will record where the location is. So be mindful of that when you're recording via dual record mode. But this is a perfect mode, especially for creators who may be using their phones or devices to do some creation, to do some type of recreational activity. You want to record your reaction to what's taking place in front of you, maybe recording some fireworks or something. You have the option here with dual record to actually access that. So you know what? I've changed my mind. That will be feature or setting number 2 for your camera, is using dual record mode to be able to simultaneously get 2 different recordings in one recording. Now, what is setting or feature number 3? Well, let's come back over here to modes, right? In order to set your row up the way I have mine set up at the bottom, you have to hit the edit button. Once you hit the edit button, you also see it now it switches to save, and that's because you can change the order of these apps. So if you want to do this, swap it over. But what you can also do is take an app and bring it down to your main row of camera modes. And so as you just saw, I added dual record to the bottom. And so now if I hit save, now it is part of my row of modes for my cameras to my choosing. And upon selecting one, I use it, and then I can close the app. But what if you wanted to jump right back into the app or mode that you were using within the camera? Well, by hitting the little 4 dots over here, this is how you can access settings. Once you click on settings in the far left corner there, you're greeted with the camera settings that I don't think people really realize has a lot of power. And so if you wanted to actually do what I just said and actually maintain the last mode you were shooting in, scroll down here to the bottom and select on settings to keep. Once you select settings to keep, you'll see camera mode right here. And this is where you can start camera in the last mode, such as video, instead of always starting in photo mode. Low key, real good feature, I turn it on and off because if I'm not using my camera consistently, I don't need it on. I don't mind it defaulting back to photo, but let's say I'm using this to actually shoot some video or specific things, then I'll turn that on, so then that way when I reactivate my camera mode, it'll jump right to where I was at and I can just hit record and do what I'm supposed to do. So this is a feature you could toggle on and off as you're liking. Setting number 4 still revolves around the camera settings, and that's really coming in here and making adjustments so to make sure that you're getting the most out of your cameras. So if I come in here, you can ignore intelligent features because I don't have mine on, so I think that's why it's not really doing much there. You have intelligent optimization. I do maximum just to get the most out of my camera, out of the camera quality, I should say. You have your advanced picture settings. If you come in here, I would definitely leave this off. It's kind of interesting in 2025, we still don't have enough devices that supports high efficiency image formatting or HEIF or HEIF. So if I were you guys, keep this off, maintain I believe it's H.264 essentially, but maintain the regular format of your photos, or JPEG for short. JPEG, most of you are not doing a lot of editing to your features with like nice pro editors or really trying to tune your photos. So JPEG is just fine. If you wanted to start experimenting with that, but you wanted a backup just in case, you could turn RAW and JPEG on, so that way you get both the optimized process look from Samsung, and then you have the opportunity to try to tweak it on your own with a RAW file. Just keep in mind it's going to take up more storage space, so depending on how much storage you have on your device, you'll start to suck up more of that space. You start eating into it having raw formatted files for photos and videos. Now this is way more photo related than video. Pro videos where you get the raw stuff, but I digress. And so you have that there. You also have auto frames per second, something I say turn on for sure, because this allows the phone to help boost your low lighting conditions, so that way your videos still come out smooth or come out with higher quality than if it was off. So I definitely would turn this on. I use it for both 30 frames and 60 frames. Me, I really only shoot 30 frames, so it's not a big deal for 60 frames unless I'm shooting something slow-mo. I'm fine with 30 frames. I just leave it on as a safe, basically the safe catch. Video stabilization, make sure you have that turned on so that way your videos are stable. Now within video mode, there is a super steady mode, which does even more steadying and stabilization to your videos. So that's something you can do within the actual video mode. But just out the gate, having a good, base level of stabilization makes you turn this on. And codec is what I was talking about before when it comes to video. HEIF is for photos. H.264 is for video. Now, the high efficiency version of HEIF for photos is high efficiency video codec. Again, another feature that's not widely acceptable still in 2025. So just maintain H.264. Now, in here, I guess this depends on what format you're shooting in terms of your video, but you see you have options here such as HDR, high bitrate videos, log. Yes, our phones have log, but not all phones support HVAC, which is crazy. So you have those. You have zoom in mic, 360-degree recording, which I've experienced because this works very well with Galaxy Buds. So if you have a pair of Samsung Galaxy Buds, this feature works very, very well. And then audio playback is also nice because you can still record while basically listening to music, and I think it may even capture the music for you. So that's nice. But if you have a mic installed, it will stop the audio playback. So keep that in mind as well. Now, what is the last feature that I wanted to talk about? Well, it's actually back in settings, and this is a big, big feature, and that is Camera Assistant. But in order for you to access Camera Assistant, you have to download this from the Galaxy Store. So if I click on it, I already have it active on my phone, of course, right? But what you have to do is go to the Galaxy Store. Once my Galaxy Store opens, I click on search up here. I come in here and then I type in Camera Assistant. Now, goodness gracious. Camera Assistant option right there. You select on it. This is a module. You'll also need Good Lock for it, so you'll have to download Good Lock within the Galaxy Store as well. And then just hit the little play button to activate. Oh, well, I guess I didn't click on it. Hit open. Now we're here. This is where you get even more granular or nuanced settings for your cameras to get the most out of it. So I have mine activated, but you have the 2x crop zoom shortcut, which adds a 2x zoom to the camera. The zoom uses a, oh my lord, I cannot see behind the camera, remosaic crop of the high resolution sensor to match the quality of an optical lens. So I like that. It gets very photography, if you will, or videographic. You know what I'm talking about. Auto HDR, I like this as well. I think this is why my other options are off, because I have this on, and this will blend the best parts of multiple exposures in a single picture with improved color and detail. I trust my phone, so I don't have to do a lot of that in the background. If I did, I just go pro mode, do it myself. But I like that auto HDR feature. You have picture softening for those who want to soften pictures, auto lens switching, so that's basically between like your crop or your kind of telephoto lens, or if you're shooting something closer, it will swap between that and even your like your wide angle. So that's nice. And this will based on the zoom, the lighting, and distance of the subject. So basically what I just explained there. Distortion correction definitely helps with like wide angle shooting, and this is automatic if you have it on. I like that as well. Quick tap shutter lowers the quality. I don't know by how much. It's probably minimal, but this is how you get a real quick shot, but you may see more subtle movement because maybe focus is not as prioritized with these type of shots. So that's why for me, I just keep that off, because I prioritize quality over speed, or focus over speed. Now you also have this option here, prioritize focus over speed. Wait for the camera to finish focusing before triggering the shutter. This may delay the shutter slightly, and that's why I also have it off, because I can't trust that it took the shot in that moment that I wanted it to, because if it's still trying to gain a specific level of focus on something, I might miss my shot. So for me, that's why I turn that off. And then video recording in photo mode, that's pretty interesting. I have not noticed. Oh, you have to press and hold the shutter button to record. Then when you let go, it stops recording. So that's how you can actually access video recording in photo mode, is by pressing and holding the shutter button. And then you have so many more other options down here. If you decide to start adding more stuff to your, anamorphic lenses and DOF adapters. Now, HDR10 Plus is interesting, because this will use this instead of normal HDR in video and Pro video. Requires HDR to be on in camera settings, advanced video settings, if HDMR is camera be recording SDR. So keep that in mind when it comes to HDR 10 plus, but that's a very nice high level of high dynamic range that you can have access to when it comes to your videos. You can audio monitor as well. So as you guys can see, there's a ton of features that you can make use of within your camera app, and with the added settings menu from Camera Assistant, you cannot go wrong with Samsung's camera app. Now, if I back out and show you guys, there's two things you can do with your shutter button in photo mode. If you swipe down, you can do burst mode. So you see I just shot 20 photos in that one moment. But then if I press and hold, now it's recording. And then when I let go, it's done recording. So if you just needed some quick moments right there in the moment, the the app has really helped prioritize photo mode specifically without having to do a lot of switching right there at your thumb tips. And these are the settings that I found for our Samsung Galaxy devices. Let me know down in the comment section below, do you guys like using the Samsung's native camera app, or do you use another camera app like Google's or something, or are you on Apple? And have you tried to use any of these similar settings in your iPhone device? The comment section is open for discussion. Again, as always, you guys haven't already, make sure to ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so all free. That way you never miss my videos, so you and I can sit back, check, see what's cracking. And don't forget to hit that super things button down there by the like and dislike button, Cash App and PayPal, and check the channel out for all the videos available to you. That's what to keep tech fresh and alive on this channel. It's your man Micah signing out, and until the next video, wait for it.